And you're listening to Mike Dell's World for the 30th of December, 2018. A little over 24 hours to go here in 2018, and just playing around with some background music there, so please, hopefully it's not too distracting, but I figured I'd play that out. I got that from, what site did I get that from? I got 9 tracks here. Why did we get 9 tracks? Interesting. We can review it. Yeah, on podcastmusic.blueberry.com. So, it's called Same Old Story. Kind of interesting. I don't know how much of the music stuff I'm going to use, but that's actual legal music to be played in a podcast, so pretty cool. It says I got 9 licenses for 3 tracks, so that's crazy. Anyway, how you doing?
People say that under that hat, Mike Dell has a chip in his head. Unfortunately, it's a Dorito.
And thanks, Mark, for the little stinger, I guess. So it's the end of the year. It's also the beginning of winter. Officially, winter began on the 21st. We got a little bit of snow on the ground here. Nothing to write home about or even to podcast about. It's barely enough to cover the ground. But we're supposed to have something coming in tonight, or not tonight, but tomorrow and through the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day morning. Anyway, so under a winter weather advisory here for Northwest Lower Michigan. But that's kind of normal this year. I always look forward to winter. It always seems that you get more time to just sort of hang around and be inside, not have to go out much. I mean, yeah, go out and shovel some snow, run the snow blower, go up to the store, do whatever you got to do there, that kind of thing. But the overall pace slows down, and I really do like that. It after all the Christmas parties and all that are over with. By the way, on New Year's Eve, my wife and I have a tradition that we've done the last few years. We're going to stay home and see who can stay awake till midnight. That's really about it. No reason to party hardy or anything. And New Year's Day, we like to just sit around and read books, watch the TV, surf the interwebs on our iPads, and do nothing productive. So that's kind of a good thing. I got a lot of books on my Kindle that I need to catch up on. So hopefully in the next 2.5, 3 months, I'll be able to do that. Although I do have a little bit of travel mixed in there. I'm going to Columbus towards the end of this month. Or actually not quite the end, but the 3rd week. So going down there to wire up a studio. Bought a lot of stuff for the studio down there at the Raw Voice Blueberry headquarters. So we'll get that going and hopefully teach a couple of them down there how to operate it. So that'll be good. Just get that taken care of. I got a digital recorder like this one, the Denon that I have that I'm using right now. Well, I record this episode. And got a bunch of SM7Bs and a nice tube preamp for them and all that good stuff. But the main thing is we got a really cool table where you can actually get 8 people around it. We're going to set it up for 6 and have the SM7Bs in 6 different stations with boom arms and have all the gear under the desk and have it so that you can bring your own SD card or your own thumb drive and stick it in the recorder, hit record on that, adjust the levels, and be done with it. So, record right directly to the media so we don't have to record into a computer down there. And it'll be open to podcasters in the Columbus area during business hours anyway. So, it'll be cool. And then, of course, that'll give Mackenzie a place to interview people and all that for the studio down there. But hopefully we got enough stuff, although there is a guitar center and other places you can get all that stuff around Columbus, so it shouldn't be a heartache. I'm actually flying down. After last winter, I went down for the Christmas party the end of December last year and came home in a blizzard. What's normally a 2-hour drive took me about 6. With a snowstorm coming in, and I said, well, I'm not doing that anymore, so we're going to just fly. So I'm flying out of Traverse City to Columbus. I'm going to fly down on Saturday afternoon, evening, and on Sunday I'll go do a lot of the wiring and setting everything up and unboxing it and getting all that taken care of. And then Monday, when people are in the office there, I can get some people to help me test. Oh, there's the dogs going off. Don't know if you can hear that or not, but they're definitely doing their thing. Oh well, that's the dog's way of life. I have no idea what they're barking about, but I'll just let them go. That gives me a little ambiance here, I guess. But anyway, did do some productive things yesterday. Got the laundry room all squared away now, so I actually have a place to fold and hang laundry right out of the dryer, so don't have to have piles of laundry upstairs and everything get wrinkled and all that. But yeah, that's a small thing. It's the small things in life that make it better. But back to the studio there. I'm going to have that all done, hopefully, and then fly back on Wednesday and be back in Traverse City before 10 o'clock. So instead of a 7-hour one-way drive, I'm going to have a 45-minute flight to Detroit, 45-minute stop in Detroit, and another 45-minute trip to Columbus. Pick up the rental car and I think about a 5-mile ride from the airport to the hotel, which is right near the office. So should work out good. Looking forward to that. Get that done. And then February, I think we're staying home most of, or if not all of, February. And then the first week of March, or towards the end of the first week of March, going down to Orlando. Going to be speaking at PodFest Media Expo down there in Orlando. So that's like the first part of March. So if you're in striking distance, come on down, see me speak about podcasting topics. And also the company is going to have a booth there, so I'll be able to meet everybody at the booth and tell you about our wares. But that's not what this podcast is about. And then, let's see, April, going to Las Vegas for National Association of Broadcasters. And I think May, I'll probably be doing Columbus/Dayton for Hamvention. And, stop by the Columbus office since I'm in the area, an hour away. And let's see, that's May. June, don't think I have anything going in June or July this year. Going back to Orlando in August. Yeah, I said Orlando in August. That's for the Podcast Movement Conference. That'll be interesting to see how sticky and hot you can be. But I guess, Orlando in August is probably no worse than anywhere else in the United States in August. Maybe a little more humid and probably less busy since it's not their tourist season. So be interesting to see the difference between Orlando in March and Orlando in August. There last year in February. And actually in March we're going to go down to South Florida and after the conference and spend a few days. My cousin, aunt and uncle, and whoever else family that's down there. Go hang out at the family cottage there in Bonita. So that'll be fun. It was fun last year. It was nice to get out of the cold and all that. But, like I said, I don't mind the winter. It's snowing, snow blowing, all that stuff. It's part of the deal. We got it so Kathy gets the garage with her car since she has to leave the cave and go out and kill something. And I don't necessarily have to leave the cave most of the time. So my truck's sitting out in the snow, which is okay. Got a windshield cover for that. So if I do need to leave in a hurry, I can peel the windshield cover and take off. But most of the time, I got plenty of time to warm it up and scrape the windows and all that. Then, let's see. Other things in the wintertime. Like I said, it's peaceful, usually. There's usually not a lot of havoc going on. Tourists aren't up here, per se. I mean, we do have some winter tourism, but it's nothing like the summer tourism. So the traffic isn't too bad. We do get snowmobilers and skiers and whatnot up here. In February, we've got the North American Vasa race, which actually, come to think of it, I don't notice the traffic because I'm on that side of town, but I never notice them. So be it. Just like the Iceman Cometh race that they did a few weeks ago. It's a mountain bike race that they do rain, snow, sun, whatever the weather is. A lot of times it is snowy. It wasn't this year. But, they have big signs flashing, race parking here and all that. And, it's funny, I don't notice a whole lot of extra traffic, so that's good. So that's my story. I wanted to play around with that music at the beginning. I don't know how much music I will use ultimately in this podcast. I've traditionally in the past used quite a bit of music, and there's always one song that I play at least once a year. It's not really a song, it's more of a poem with a screechy violin behind it. I'm going to actually play it at the end of this one just because it sounds like a good one. Even though it's not that wintry yet, we're expecting our first big blast. So to bring in 2019. So hope you had a good 2018, and hopefully 2019 is better or at least as good as last year, this year. Hey, whenever you're listening to this. And no, I haven't had any alcohol yet, so not drunk, just relaxed. Anyway, catch me later. And here's the song/poem. You've probably heard it before if you've been a listener. If not, it's pretty cool. It's called Winter Dark.
Winter dark always takes me by surprise. I think it's the middle of the afternoon, and all of a sudden the sky is the color of slate, with thick clotted clouds lowering themselves upon the buildings and the trees. Ranting winds skirl like bagpipes around the corners of the house, playing their insane music against the chimney. If they were men, they'd be locked up, a noise nuisance or something. Golden light, like smoldering butter, shines bluntly through the dusk. Straining out of windows, trying to cut a swath through all of this murky pitch. Birds huddle in the hedges, squirrels not moving, but to stealthily steal toward their stash of nuts, set aside for exactly such evenings as this. A dog barks somewhere, and the sound ricochets off of the stones and the barn and the iron branches, floating for a moment in the thin, brittle air, then silently sinking to the frozen ground. And stepping on the black, solid lake is pure treachery, with the deep, booming, thundering, reverberating hollowness far below, where the fish hover in icy molasses. And we look for things to celebrate in this northern borderland. In all of this sleeping of the earth, in all of the slumbering and inert forces that cause the pines to stand sentry, fence posts to line up under a blanket of white, and cars to churn to life early in the morning. We find songs to sing and dances to warm our feet, wine that oils our tongues and loosens our stories, food that fills our bellies, and even more, our connection to each other. We burn candles, read the stars, and revel in the silence of snow. Respite from the world for a short time, we embrace winter for itself, and for the spring that comes so achingly welcome afterward.